Holy fuck. What was that last night, guys? What a marathon of a game we had last night in game 3 of the World Series. Guys, thanks for checking in. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're going to get into the World Series here shortly. Let's start with yesterday's action on the gridiron. I talked to you guys on this show yesterday to stay away from betting the side or the total because it was too risky to know exactly what we were going to get from that Commanders offense. I talked about the likelihood of Spags shutting that offense down. That's exactly what they did. In addition to that, I told you there was only one play for that game that made the most sense, and that play was the over 26.5 on the team total for the Kansas City Chiefs. I told you could even take it up to 27.5, and it's not a coincidence, guys. The game ends 28-7. I specifically mentioned there might be a scenario in this game where the Chiefs are up 27, 28-10 late in the game. They're not in need of scoring. They'll have the ball, and they're just going to run out the clock. And that's exactly what happened. It wasn't 28-10. It was 28-7. That's the reason, guys, why I told you to buy that price down to 26.5, even 27.5. And it played out exactly how I envisioned it happening. Listen, this is an offense yesterday, and I'm just going to touch on this game very briefly, that only had 7 points at halftime, and they still covered the number because they were able to move the ball up and down the field at will. They had over 400 yards of total offense. There were 2 turnovers in the first half from Patrick Mahomes that cost us some points, but this total ends up hitting anyways. This is the reason why you guys tune in, guys. This is the reason why you guys listen to my videos, why you guys watch my videos, because I give you guys analysis and expertise that you're not going to find on other channels. You have to find where the edge is, guys. There's an edge in certain numbers, in certain situations that you have to be able to find and find out where that sweet spot is. The sweet spot yesterday wasn't over 30.5 total points for the Chiefs. That's why we didn't take it. The sweet spot was at 26.5, even 27.5. I decided to give you guys 26.5, but even on the show, I told you guys you can take it up to 27.5. It's not a coincidence the total for the Kansas City Chiefs yesterday lands on 28. In addition to our play of the day hitting yesterday, guys, 1-0 yesterday on our play of the day, I also gave you guys the LA Dodgers money line. I told you guys it was a little bit less of a sure bet than the Kansas City Chiefs total hitting. The Dodgers end up winning this game in an absolute marathon. I stayed up all night watching this insane game. There wasn't a ton of value after I posted this video on the Dodgers last night, if I'm being 100% honest with you. When I released the video, 185 was still out there. By the time that I got it out after editing and all that good stuff, the line had shot up to around minus 200. And I mentioned on the video, minus 200 was the fair price for that game. So there was a little bit of an edge at 185. That value is basically gone at minus 200. It's not a shock to me that this game went down to the wire. In my opinion, this game last night was a must-win for the Toronto Blue Jays. This is just my opinion. It's not based on facts. It's not based on any numbers or any value or any kind of bettors type of edge. My opinion is this series is over. I don't see a way for the Blue Jays to win this series, to come back and win this series. Is there a way to make it happen? Of course there is. There's always a way. But in my opinion, I don't think it's going to happen, and I don't even think it's remotely close to happening. And I'll get into a couple of those reasons why. Let's move into tonight's game. And there's a lot to dissect, carve up, and even throw out about this series and about this game specifically for tonight. Let's start with the actual pitchers and with the line. Number one, you have the Toronto Blue Jays going with Shane Bieber in Game 4 on the road at Los Angeles Dodgers, and the Dodgers are going to roll out most likely the MVP of the entire World Series, Shohei Ohtani. I don't want to talk too much about him individually and his performances. He's been absolutely incredible this series. What he's doing is not normal. Not just this series, but this postseason in general when you factor in his pitching performance the last time he was on the mound. What this guy is doing is for just about any of us that are alive has never been seen before. This line opened last night, and I checked it immediately after Game 3 ended at minus 185. And I had a feeling the books were going to throw minus 185 out there. That line made no sense. Absolutely no sense whatsoever. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys and pretend as if I bet it. I didn't bet it. But there's no way this Game 4 should have opened at 185. You're now starting to see minus 210s, minus 220s out there. The reason why this series is over, guys, the short and simple explanation is because the Blue Jays are losing tonight. The Blue Jays are losing Game 4 against Shohei Ohtani. It doesn't matter if the line opened at 185, it opened at minus 200, if it opened at minus 220, it was eventually going to get to minus 220 anyways. I would still bet the Los Angeles Dodgers at minus 210, which you can find on FanDuel right now, and I would probably even bet it at minus 220 on DraftKings. Because of that, and because, in my opinion, the Dodgers are going to win this game, if the Dodgers do go up 3-1 like I'm anticipating, this series is all but over. I wouldn't be shocked if the Blue Jays find a way to win Game 5 if we get there, but they're not going to win 5, 6, and 7. Now, as I mentioned a few moments ago, it's just my opinion. It's not based on anything other than that. There is a way for the Blue Jays to end up winning this series, and it starts with tonight. They have to win tonight's game if they want to win this series. That's pretty close to obvious, one would say. But I just don't see a way they're going to do it. Number one, I didn't think they were going to win this game no matter what. I thought Game 4, coming into LA with the pitching matchups that we are expecting, with Shane Bieber going for Toronto and with Ohtani going for LA, that the Dodgers were going to win this game almost certainly. So yesterday was a must-win game if the Toronto Blue Jays wanted to win this series, in my opinion, and they had a chance to do it. They had a late lead in the game in normal regulation, if you will, in the seventh inning or whatever it was, and they still ended up losing that game. With that said, guys, when you're factoring in just tonight's game, you're getting the LA Dodgers at a little bit more of an expensive price than they were yesterday. And let me explain to you why that doesn't make sense. Number one, Shohei Ohtani is a significantly better pitcher and big game performer all around than Tyler Glasnow. That's edge number one. Edge number two, Max Scherzer is a better pitcher and big game performer than Shane Bieber. So you got, in both directions, advantage LA Dodgers. In both directions, disadvantage Toronto Blue Jays. And the line opened identically and right now is marginally more expensive for LA. That doesn't make sense. Number two, George Springer, in my opinion, and this is based on no information, I haven't seen any reports in regards to it, and it doesn't change my opinion on the game even if he does play. I don't see George Springer playing today, and I'd probably be pretty surprised if we see him again in this entire series, but that's irrelevant for tonight's game. I don't think there's any way we see him playing tonight. It looked like an oblique injury. I'm not a doctor. I'm just basing it off what I've seen and off of many, many years of watching baseball and baseball experience. I've seen these injuries happen with batters time and time again, and those oblique injuries do not heal quickly. Springer obviously is a huge piece to that lineup. You take him out of the equation, you put Bieber on the mound, who I don't think is going to pitch very well tonight. He hasn't been very good in general this postseason. He's a pitcher who doesn't have a ton of playing experience the last couple of seasons due to injury. And then you factor in the Dodgers throwing out Ohtani, who probably is their best or second best pitcher on the entire staff going in Game 4. And this guy knows right now he's a shoo-in for the MVP if the Dodgers win this series. He's at minus 400 to win the MVP. Doesn't matter what happens tonight. If the Dodgers win this series, Ohtani's going to win MVP. But guess what? He knows that in the back of his head. And you're going to get a performance tonight from Shohei Ohtani that basically says, this series is over, this MVP race is over, I'm putting my foot down and putting a stamp on this World Series that basically says Shohei Ohtani is the best player in the world. And that's what we're going to see tonight. And that's why the Los Angeles Dodgers at minus 220, minus 210, you can even get it on FanDuel, are worth betting tonight. The edge is on the Los Angeles Dodgers, guys. Make no mistake about it. I talked about it in my World Series preview. The Dodgers are going to win this series. I'm not a fan of the Dodgers. I like Ohtani, but he's not a player that I absolutely love. I just call the situation and the facts, and I give credit where it's due. It is what it is. From a neutral perspective, I'd rather see the Toronto Blue Jays win if I didn't have money on the Los Angeles Dodgers, but the edge was just too big on taking the Dodgers in this series, so I ended up taking the Dodgers, as I mentioned to you guys in my World Series preview. With that said, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I went 2-0 yesterday. Play of the day hit again. That makes me 3-0, 4-0, the last 2 days. 2-0 on Sunday, 2-0 yesterday on Monday. The winner for tonight is the Los Angeles Dodgers. I'm going to throw out two other plays that I like that I'm not officially betting. They're just leans. One that I really, really like that I may take later. If you follow me on X at Better's Edge TV, I might add it as an official play. That one is Dodgers minus half a run, first 5 innings. I'll just reiterate basically what I just said. I'm not expecting a good performance from Shane Bieber tonight. He might be okay, but I'm definitely not expecting him to step into the limelight and put up a performance that's going to outshine Shohei Ohtani. So that's number one, first 5 innings. Take the Dodgers minus half a run, which is a little bit risky. I very seldomly take this type of bet, but I think you're going to see the Dodgers offense come out of the gates quickly, and you're going to see Shohei Ohtani pitch very well early, and you're going to have the Dodgers have an early lead in this game through 5 innings. That's the best secondary bet on the card for tonight. My second bet, which is a prop, is also tied into Shohei Ohtani. I would take the over, guys, on Shohei Ohtani's outs recorded, over 17.5, minus 154, which is available on DraftKings. Let me explain to you guys why I like that. Number one, both bullpens are taxed. That's first and foremost. The Dodgers ended up winning last night, so there is no urgency from Dave Roberts to go into that bullpen earlier than necessary. Of course, if Shohei Ohtani ends up getting rocked, he's going to have no choice but to take him out of the game, but he's going to have as long of a leash as possible with Shohei Ohtani tonight. That's number one. So he's going to go into the 5th or 6th inning, barring anything unforeseen. Number two, as I mentioned previously, this is a player who has the mental makeup of always showing up when the lights are the brightest. You have to factor these types of things in to the equation, guys. And as I mentioned, he knows he is the clear front runner for the MVP. He doesn't even have to put on an epic performance tonight on the mound. I wouldn't be shocked if you get it from him, but he knows he doesn't even have to do that. In order for him to clear 17.5 outs, that's 6 full innings. He can do that in his sleep, guys. He's going to go 6 full innings tonight. I'm not sure how epic his pitching performance is going to be. It's going to be good enough. He's going to leave the game with the lead. He's going to be marveled at for his performance with the bat and on the mound, not just today, but this entire series. He's going to end up winning MVP. He knows in the back of his head that tonight is the night he's going to seal the deal, not only for himself for that individual award, but he's going to move his team one step closer to winning the actual World Series. Guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back for tomorrow with more bangers.